Banana Palooza. Bananas Palooza. Let me see if I got the mulch. That I can throw on top. Negative. Okay. All right. We'll put the Veinte Cohol in there. All right, buddy. Let's clean you up a little bit. Yeah, I gotta look up how, or get some more inspiration on how other folks manage their bananas. So, I mean, so far from my experience, they haven't been exactly very demanding, but that can also be a problem, because if you just let them go, it'll create this big patch that you'll have to have room for. And then on top of that, I guess fruit production will be affected and go down because they compete for water and nutrients. So that's why a lot of folks recommend to keep it at like three trees, for lack of a better word, per patch. And you kind of follow that mother, daughter, granddaughter kind of scenario. Okay, here we go. There she goes. Let's see if I I screwed up the dripper. Nope. Good. Last one I uprooted, I ended up cutting the darn dripper. Oh, I had 2 drippers to it. Interesting. Wonder why it hasn't gotten any bigger than it is. Oh yeah. So let's see if we can safely separate this pup here. Nice. Oh, good. Let's line it up over here. I'm gonna need a marker or so to remember what these are. Locate that soil that I dug up out here. I was able to just reuse it to backfill it. That works out. Save myself some work. Again, I just use the cheapest soil I can find, really. In this case, topsoil. And I'll just sweeten it up. Bananas are pretty forgiving when it comes to that, as long as you keep them fed well. So I just scored a jujube. Jujube, however you pronounce it. I'm sure I'm butchering it. I call it jujube. Jujube. That's not it. Gold finger. It's this one there. Okay. It's the honey jar jujube. And after I got it, of course, I started looking up some videos and so on. Jujube. And after I got it, of course, I started looking up some videos and so on. I've heard of jujubes before. Don't know anyone that grows them. Don't know any nurseries that sell them. I was able to score a green Thai jujube, which here in Florida, I guess it's somewhat like kind of the closest thing you can get to an apple, because apples supposedly grow or don't grow well here at all. That doesn't. I got a planting of apples, the golden Dwarf, the tropic sweet, and the Anna. Supposedly they'll fruit here, so I've seen flowers on them for the last 2 years, but no fruit set yet. Supposedly they'll fruit here, so I've seen flowers on them for the last 2 years, but no fruit set yet. But the green Thai I'm going to keep in a pot, but I will plant the honey jar. It's supposed to look somewhat ornamental, so I'll probably put it in the front yard. And I'm not sure that a lot of people, if you plant them in the front yard, you're not going to have too many trees clean. And whatever, I don't mind. Whatever I put up front, and it's reachable from the street there. Without having to come onto my property, of course. They can help themselves. Plus, that's what I do anyways with pretty much all the fruit that I've been harvesting up to this point. I just share it with mainly co-workers. Okay. So it's 3 bags in there. Probably gonna top them off with like another bag each maybe. And then in the end, sometime one of these days here, I'll get some mulch. With the planting, it helps that it's been a rainy season. Even though I do water everything, not by hand, but I keep everything on drippers anyways. But nothing beats the rain, of course. Make sure that's actually the Mamwa. Yep. Yeah, I mean, the collector in me is like, oh no, you know, don't waste any pups, don't waste the bananas. But it's just too much of a good thing. Too much of a good thing. Just don't have the time. So I do have a patch somewhere already planned out where I'm. So I do have a patch somewhere already planned out where I'm gonna try from forestry row. Another one. I already have one, sort of like in a circular shape though. But it's basically gonna have 0 input. So I was gonna plant a bunch of stuff and let it thrive on neglect. So I'm gonna, there I'll probably put 2, maybe 3 bananas amongst the bunch and just let it all do its thing. For better or worse, it will be a learning experience. Musky. Believe it or not, I gotta watch out for bears around here. Raccoons and all that stuff. And snakes, spiders, armadillos, possums. All that I can handle. But a little black bear, all that I can handle. But a little black bear, sorry. I've had one come out at me during broad daylight. And in most cases, it's not something necessarily to worry about. But it was a mama bear in a cup, so that's when you want to be careful, extra careful anyway. So you can imagine. Even if you got something to defend yourself with, it's you either be a really good shot or you're effed. Because if you don't get that guy in the first shot, then good luck. So I guess in this case, I don't know. When it comes to bears, just be safe and walk away. Walk away. Don't be a hero. Let's see, until these guys get nicely rooted, I'm gonna have to stake them up. So in this spot here, I'll probably put the double Mahoi. Really wish I had my list on me now. I know the double Mahoi for sure, so that's the one I'm gonna go after next here. See if I have a marker too. Alright. Let me see the marker first. Otherwise I'll forget. There you go. Dwarf, Puerto Rican, Plantain. These are acrylic markers. So far I've found that acrylic markers hold up pretty well to the elements. Alright. Goldfinger always reminds me of a James Bond kind of thing. Goldfinger. I don't know what FHA number that is. 3, 4, who knows. It's like part of that Honduras breeding program. Okay, what's this one again? Okay, what's this one again? Ah, shit. Ah, shit. That was the dwarf Mamwa. This is the Goldfinger. Alright. There. This is the Goldfinger. This last one, I'll write it when it's in there. Just in case I change my mind. Alright, this one I'm just gonna have to stake up. It keeps bending over. Dwarf. Wow. So honestly, if I ever get tired of having to care for 20 different varieties, the Dwarf Mamwa will be the one I keep, because I didn't get to taste it yet, but from all the reviews that I see and hear about online, they always swear on the Dwarf Mamwa. So I'm a big fan of the ice cream banana too. It's delicious. Which the Dwarf Cordova, that one was also super delicious. Big fan. Oh, I planted the Goldfinger. I said the Goldfinger is not gonna stay. The hell am I doing? It's too late for me. My brain stops functioning. This is the Dwarf Mamwa. That's the Veinte Cohol. Phew. I don't know why I kept thinking Goldfinger. My gosh. Yep. Yep. Good thing I don't do anything for a living that on which other people's lives depend on. Scheiße. Scheiße. Alright. test this out. There we go. Let's see if this fits. Veinte Cohol. And I hear this one is a short cycle, which means it fruits within a year. Cohol, yeah. And so people, as far as even like in colder climates further up north, like North Carolina or so, even folks over there can grow this one and fruit it, because by the time the cold hits, it's already, or so even folks over there can grow this one and fruit it, because by the time the cold hits, it's already, the can already be harvested. I have to clean this up here. You know what, let me put that. So the next two, and the last two here for that back row anyway, one of them is going to be the Dwarf Cordaba. No. Dwarf Orinoco. And I'm probably, I don't know. I want the privacy, right? But the praying hands, which is this one, is unfortunately gets just a little bit too big for a pot. So does the dwarf Plantain, despite its name. Unfortunately, it's such a vigorous grower. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab the dwarf Cordaba first, put that in, put it into that corner, and then this here is the double Mahoi. This, it's way more dwarfy than I expected it to be. I mean, it's maybe the stem maybe 2-3 feet. The other one, yeah, and the tallest leaf there maybe 6-7 feet. But the stem itself, I mean, it's way down here, way down there. I mean, that's maybe 2 feet. And I've had one fruit at that size. So I'm pretty sure this can easily be grown in a pot. All right, let's go get the Dwarf Orinoco. So that's another one I tasted already. It fruited for me, and that thing was delicious. Very delicious. And I believe that's a variety that you can eat unripe, like cooked, like plantain, as well as a dessert by letting it ripen. Oh, check out this finger lime. I forgot the name of it, but it's like red or deep orange. I don't think it's ready yet. I'm gonna let it ripen up some more. Plus I feel like I have to read up on it, but it's probably ripe when it falls off by itself. Maybe, I don't know. For the most part, that's how I treat the citrus. Leave them on the tree until they ripen up. I mean, fall off basically. Got a nice moringa here. This is one that I eat from the most. I mean, almost every day I harvest some moringa, cook with it, eat it raw. This is the Mamwa rumchuck, or Indian gooseberry. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, such a beautiful tree. Has not fruited yet for me, but I'm hoping here within the next season or two. Let's see. It's gotten some nice size to it. Jamun, or Java plum. At first I didn't like it because I'm not a big fan, and this year is sort of a delicious astringency, but this one's gotten big too. Got the Nam Dok Mai, the #1 lemon guava. Got the China, which is a hybrid between jackfruit and I think Champadak. There it is. Dwarf Orinoco. So here's where I harvested it, and I imagine in a pot it's easier to take sort of the clump out, or that mother plant, and I imagine in a pot it's easier to take sort of the clump out, or that mother plant, and separate it and replant this little guy, versus letting it get such a big patch in the ground where you then have to kind of dig it up or separate. So I'm gonna go ahead and uproot this. Probably plant this big boy here. Gotta be careful I don't smash the water line. Yeah, look at that, see? I was right on top of the water line. Dang. And I nicked it good. I don't think I broke it. See, right in there. I have such bad luck with that. It's like the spot I dig. That's usually where it ends up being. Okay. So I don't know where the dripper is, but I'm sure I'll hit it. Yeah, this thing is well rooted. Really well rooted. So in this spot here is probably where I'll put the Veinte Cohol. No, the Kandarian. So up front here, this is where all the big boys will go. And then, I'll have one dedicated area that I know I have to do some maintenance on. And if that gets too much, yeah, well, almost hit that damn water line again. And there she goes. Oof, barely missed my China. So what I love about bananas in a food forest setting is they create a bunch of mulch. So I can certainly recommend bananas in your food forest, or as part of it. It's growing another Another pup there, see? They'll quickly take over your backyard if you let them. So in this case, I'm getting ahead of it. Oh, there's the dripper. Okay. Now I just gotta make sure I don't leave any of the comb behind. So that way when I plant the Candarian, I don't accidentally also like mix it, you know. Let's separate this little thing here. Yeah, that was not smart at all. I just trashed this thing. Yeah. Scheiße. Yeah. Oh well, this door no planned anyway. Would have been nice to share this one, but whatever. It is what it is. Never a good idea to just yank away at stuff. I've ruined multiple plants that way. You'd think I'd learned my lesson by now, but nope. Whoa. Yeah, see, man, I should have dug way in here to get that little pup off instead of ripping it like a chenille. Let's see if I can do that with this one. Because you'll want some roots as part of that pup that you harvest. And if you oh, look at that. That's great. That's interesting. It's got some roots there. I could separate it. But if I don't know. It's probably gonna let this comb here dry out. Looks like I said, I just don't have a use for it. And let's say I do harvest this one, I just gotta keep it in another pot. And I'm not into selling these or whatever, you know. And there's only so many that I can, only so many folks that want to grow bananas that I know anyway. And that's just maybe like one. One other person. All right, well, let's give it a try anyway. Kind of like just dig in there and see if I can pry it off. So this phallic looking thing here at least got some roots on it. So this puppy just might survive if I pot it up. All right. Let's clean this up a little bit. This is the Cardaba. Big banana. Again, you can eat it raw. Green, as a cooked variety, or you can let it ripen up and eat it like a sweet dessert banana. So that one is staying here next to this lychee, Mauritius lychee. This is the Dwarf Lakatan. So, but let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm gonna do basically is cut out the smallest one, not tonight, but this is part of that maintenance. When you leave them in the ground like that and you don't want them to take over your yard, that's what you have to do. You gotta dig in there and slice off the pup. Keep 3, maybe 4 stems going, and that's how you'll be able to manage them. If you can see it, let's see. I don't want to go there. Too many spiders. This is the Grand Nain. This is like one of those Chiquita varieties. That one I'm also gonna remove. I don't think that one can go in a pot. I have to check my list. The Grand Nain, I think, is not a good candidate for a pot. Alright, let's bring this sucker to the back. Oh man, and it's been raining so much. These things are full of water. Okay, hold on. That's not gonna work. Oh man. Getting banana juice all over me. I'll put it in there. It does seem to get taller than the... Look at all this water. Double. Alright, you stay. Oh man. American Beautyberry. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Wish it was as delicious as it looks. Alright. Let's get one more dirt. I only have 2 bags of dirt left. So, well, shoot. Unless I use that one up, I can't Oh, let's see. Not enough dirt. Plant. Not enough dirt. Plant all 5. And see if it'll fruit and how I can manage the pups that pop out. Experiment. Eat some steaks for the water drippers. Marker. Alright, Dwarf Orinoco. Veinte Cohol. Dwarf Mamwa. Puerto Rican Plantain. And here will be the double Mahoi. Probably going to cut a little notch in there to hold the stripper in place. Schreiben muss auch gelernt sein. Okay, Dwarf Orinoco. Alright, so now the question is where to put this praying hands. And I'd really like to keep the same pots. That's just my OCD, but I can put one of these over there instead. I'm out of those black pots. But at $5, I'll probably go back there and get some more. Yeah. So I could put the praying hands right here, and it's going to establish this sort of 4-foot diameter patch here eventually. But I have my mulberry tree there and a triple planting of, well, it's a nectarine, a peach, and a plum. It's the sunracer nectarine, the tropic sweet, I don't know, peach, and the scarlet plum. Super delicious, looks gorgeous. So it's got to make sure I put it somewhere where it won't encroach too bad on the fruit trees there. So this is the Pisang Ceylon, and this is also a large banana. And this one here, I'm basically going to uproot and locate to the front as well. But maybe not. I don't know yet. this is a nice spot. I don't mind having a large banana here. Don't mind it at all. Another one I'm gonna put into the front is this one here, the Popolu. And out of all the bananas I have, this here is the only one that's just not performing well. It's I'm not sure what it is with it. It might be the spot here, that it just really doesn't like this spot here. So, and I think, see, this stem here is already dying back on me, I think. Yep. So it doesn't look good at all. The leaves are, see, so I'm really not sure what's happening with this one. I'm getting pups. So the first one grew to about maybe 4 feet, 5 feet, and it threw a rack. But that seemed very premature to me because it's supposed to be a large banana. This is a red stem variety. It's supposed to be very ornamental. So I'm really not sure what's going on with it over here in this spot. So might be a good idea to rip it up and move it to the front anyways. So once in the front, all of them are doing fantastic. So I'm really guessing it's just this location here, and it gets full sun. So as far as I know, it's a very tropical variety. It loves the heat and all that. It's fairly sensitive to the cold. But we haven't even hit the 60s yet, at night. So it's really not that. Really not that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of baffled at that, but all right, so I can either put the praying hands here or that other location. So in here, I just got a triple planting of citrus. It's a Centennial Kumquat, the variegated variety. The Honey Marcotte tangerine, which was delicious. And I got a Satsuma mandarin right there. And the weeds, at some point, I neglected this here for I don't know, almost a month, and the weeds just smothered everything, and it died back almost completely. I got some new shoots that popped out, so don't know. We'll see if it comes back. We'll see if it comes back. All right, double Mahoi. So this fruited for me, but it didn't throw the dual rack, which that's what this variety is known for. It'll do 2 racks. So I'm gonna cut out the center there. How many trunks do I have there? 4. Whew. Yeah, digging this one up is gonna be a challenge. I'm just glad I don't have to dig up the ice cream, because it's such a huge patch already. Such a huge patch. Yeah, folks, if you grow bananas, have an area dedicated there where you can just let them get wild and big without having to worry about cutting back the pups. I really underestimated just how much work bananas can be. And I initially planted so many because, bananas, how hard can it be, right? Yeah, man, Big, big already. Big, big, big already. Big patch. All right, so considering, yeah. All right, I'm probably not going to put the the praying hands here. I'll put it over there where I got the Veinte Cohol out of. I'll see if I can save this one. I'm gonna put one in a pot, one pup in a small pot. Let it do its thing there for a while. And plant one, or the remaining two, if this is even still viable here. Plant the remaining two into the front. Probably in this, where the Dwarf Orinoco, in place of the Dwarf Orinoco. All right, here's where I'll put this praying hands banana. So, and only time will tell just how much of a pain in the butt it will be to maintain these. So, the sweet tart is staying. It's another medium to large banana. This sweet tart is also part of the whole Honduras breeding program there. Another thing I'm debating on ripping up here soon is these arrow roots. You can use them as sort of a cornstarch substitute. To me, it's not really worth the squeeze here. The juice ain't worth the squeeze here. So I'm gonna put something different in its place. All right, let's get this cardava. Not cardava, shovel first. I don't really have dirt for that. Maybe a little bit. Dirt is always a thing. It's good to have a compost. I just don't. It's just another thing to maintain. Oop, there's the jujube. Fell over. It's been quite windy. Honey jar jujube. I found this one in one of the big box stores. Completely random. It's just one of those that I just haven't seen in a small nursery. People have given me crap for quote unquote promoting the big box stores, which I don't. I'm just sharing observations, you know. And in this case, I found some pretty cool fruit trees in, you know, Home Depot or Lowe's, and I mentioned it, and then people are like, oh, why are you promoting big box stores instead of the small backyard farmer, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, all right, first of all, I'm not promoting anything. It's not about the money here. I'm just a fruit tree enthusiast, and I was, you know, sharing an observation, sharing a cool find, that's all. But everything's always got to be about business. And anyways, let me not rant. Anyways, I'm just a fruit tree nerd. If I find something cool, I'll share it. In this case, the jujube. But like I said, yeah, I usually go to small backyard farmers, mom and pop places, you know, because they're the ones that usually have the the out of the ordinary varieties, you know, the odds and ends. So it's just crazy to see sort of these big businesses to catch on this fruit tree craze. I'd say ever since COVID, people have gotten more and more into gardening and planting and so on. So I guess people saw just how fragile things can be, and you gotta be self-reliant. Not saying that I can survive with these few banana trees I have, but it's a nice tasty treat to have every now and then. Yeah, this guy already rooted in somewhat, huh? I just put this on the ground not too long ago. Sucks to have to rip it up already again, but goes to show how quick these things grow. Oh yeah, sure enough. The roots all good. Oh, dang. Yeah, this thing already fully rooted. That's pretty crazy. That's good. Already fully rooted. That's pretty crazy. That's good. I said we've had rainy season here, so it's been raining almost every day. So of course, plants love it. But it's gonna be your new home right there, next to the mulberry. Mulberry needs to be cut back here again anyway. Oh, my avocado. Okay. Yeah, this guy here, I cut the mulberry back at least once or twice a year, way back to like hip height, and like twice a year. And every time I cut it way back, it fruits again. So. Huh. Oops. Oh. There's no way I just did that. I think that might have been already. Oh well. Yeah, you know, I might bury this. That's the collector in me talking. I have no room or time for that. All right. Collector in me talking. I have no room or time for that. All right. Is that a fresh? Dang. I think I just butchered this thing. As long as it's roots, all right. These guys, bananas are pretty forgiving. Not even to stupidity. the third in a bucket so I can reuse it. I should have put the third in a bucket so I can reuse it. Oh well. Just lean it there. Some dirt that I can use for this hole here. All right, this way I'm not stressing about or worrying about getting this into the neighbor's yard or messing up the fence or anything like that. I can pretty much let this grow in peace here, as long as I can control the pups. Voila, all right. Got the praying hands banana in place. Come on. Soon I gotta place an order for some free mulch here from these tree companies, and you just tip them like $40 or $20, and they'll drop off whatever they got. So the work comes in when it's, you know, it's part of, or you got to distribute it, and that's that is a lot of work. All right, I'm gonna need some dirt to backfill that hole. Let me see what I can do here. I want to use the good stuff. It's just the setup is always, you know, the initial work is always the most. So after I'm done playing musical chairs with these bananas, it's kind of back to the easy and normal stuff. There we go. Let's create another pothole here. There we go. Let's create another pothole here. So the reason I prefer the blue tubs over those black buckets, it's just, so the reason I prefer the blue tubs over those black buckets, it's just, so the reason I prefer the blue tubs over those black buckets, it's just, these break way easier. if I got one prepped already. Yeah, I got some good soil in here already. Let's see. All right. Yep. Already got the holes drilled in. Drainage holes. So one thing I did find out about these, or learned about these, is I have to put 1 or 2 holes in the bottom, because the way this lip is in the shape, when I put these in on the side, I still have water pooling up on the bottom, and that's just calling for root rot. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. Cool. Okay, that was the easy part. Let's go dig up that double Mahoi. That was the easy part. A lot of work. It'll be worth it. Yeah, man. Phew, I'm dreading this one here. Definitely dreading it. Alright. Yeah, I've been procrastinating on this, performing all of this because of the amount of work, but hey, I'll take this over working at some fast food joint or whatever. Only if it's for myself, of course. The moment something becomes, you know, required or a chore, then lose fun on it. Fun with it. It's like cooking, right? I love cooking. But the moment I have to do it on the daily basis, that's where the fun stops. And it's also with the food forest, you know. I'll enjoy it, but the moment this turns into some major chores and full-time job, that's when the fun stops too. Yikes. Cut back most of these leaves. got another pup coming there. Guess I wouldn't be too worried if it grows into the path, because with the lawnmower, you know, whack them right back down to ground level. So I'm really curious if I can get this one, keep it happy enough in a pot to actually give me a double rack. Racks on racks. So the farm that I got this one from, I got these from like just a little comb, and then within a year 3 sprouted out of that and gave me a rack, just not a double rack. But the farm that I got it from, he had 2 big old racks growing, so that was kind of cool to see. Dig in from there. Yeah, would have had to do this anyway, even if I left it in the ground, because it's so humid and rainy and wet, and you're just inviting mold and other problems, especially because it's so dense. Got so many plants, like, you know, fruit tree. So I got a banana, fruit tree, banana, fruit tree all around. And eventually it's gonna get so dense where I'll have to take out most of these bananas anyways. But right now they're sort of placeholders. They help create a microclimate, wind protection, etc. So my battery is gonna die here soon. This will be kind of the last thing I do here for tonight. Always gotta look out for snakes. Got more pups coming. Yeah, I'm definitely curious. It'll be interesting to see how I'm gonna manage that. All right, gonna make a note. Here's the water line. Started. Let's start from this side here. And another pup. Alright. Yeah, this is starting to become a big old clump already. I've heard online people refer to these big old clumps as chairs. It's kind of a new term for me when it comes to bananas. Oh, look at that. The water line out of the way. Challenge is to get the clump out clean and not leave anything behind, because otherwise it'll grow right back. Not too bad once you start digging. It just seems only like a daunting task at first. And then of course the collector in me is like, oh no, don't waste. Alright, let me see if I can cleanly separate. Oh, I see a bunch of ants. Oh, yikes. Oh man, big old ant's nest. That's probably one of the bigger problems I have here when it comes to pests. There's ants everywhere. Oh, I found the tag. Double Mahoi. Yep. Yeah, ants. I mean, they are absolutely everywhere. It's a problem. All right, we got our first pup here. It's a problem. So you know what? Thinking about that now, it could be an issue right here. Maybe it's not doing so well because there are ants all up in the roots or in the clump. I don't know. I'm gonna find out. Double Mahoi. We'll see which one I choose to plant into the pot. I think that one I didn't drift out. Hey, let's cut this off. Between here. There she goes. So many ants. It's those big ones. I think those are the wood ants or whatever. I always see glowing eyes looking back at me. And sometimes even from the trees. When I first started working on this food forest, it used to take me by surprise, freak me out a bit, but now I kind of know what it is. It's usually the cats or owls or the raccoons. Let's see, this one should come out. Oh. See, look at that. Split the damn water line. Yeah, I knew it was gonna happen. It's a matter of time here. It's It's like every time I work on these fruit trees, I manage to hack a water line.